Hey guys, so I've been painting the car in my free time, but today we are going to be putting some tint on this window. I didn't realize I didn't get enough to do all the windows, but we will do this window and we can get more tint and do the other window later on. So I'm going with a 5% tint on this here. It is an easy apply, so it just kind of adheses to the window itself, so we don't have to use the tint on spray. It just sticks like that, and then you just use a squeegee to get out all of the air bubbles. So I ended up just filling up the bottle with some soapy water to just give myself an anchor point so it doesn't just fall off while I'm trying to record. But so since it is 5%, it is illegal, so I'm just going to have to leave this little bit here open so that it's not technically illegal. But when you're doing a tint, it's best if you just kind of slap it on and then use the squeegee after getting this a little bit wet to just give yourself some anchor points. The air bubbles don't really matter right now, we'll get those off later, but the anchor points are so it does not come off when you are trying to do other things or when you walk away. So since it is very windy, I put some masking tape on just these spots right here, not on the actual window, just to hold it in place while we put this tint on. So now that the tint is in place, held up and stuff, I like to give it a nice little spray with the soapy water just to help with the gliding of the squeegee to help get some of these bubbles out. So I've been going at it for probably about the past 5 minutes. I do like to start in the center section here, just so that when we start over here, we don't have to mess up this middle, because it is easier to pull it off and readjust it as you're going to help get out some of these wrinkles, because the squeegee's for the air bubbles that kind of just move out of the way, but you do have to peel it and fix these wrinkles in the tint. And also when you are if you do want to tint your windows, it is a lot cheaper than taking it somewhere. I was asking around, getting a couple quotes, and I on average I got quoted $732 when the tint is roughly $15 to $20 itself. And then if you get the tint that does need adhesive, you can get a adhesive kit for $7. So I've been working on over here, gotten a lot of these wrinkles out. There's still a couple down here, but I'm still working on those, and then we will hop over here and focus on these. And also the reason why I haven't moved this top piece is because it's giving me another air bubble for me to be able to push up all of these smaller air bubbles so that they have somewhere to go, so that I'm not just shoving them down into the door frame or just moving them to a new spot on the window. I can just move it straight up and through this little bubble here to come out right on the top. So the wind keeps picking up a lot of this tint when I'm trying to put it back down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shorten it. I'm just going to make a cut all along here. I'm not going to fit it to the window just yet. I still just want a little bit of extra for me to be able to pull it up and get out some of these wrinkles and all of that. So with your knife, you want to make sure it is on one click so you don't cut through the tint and cut through your fabric that you're cutting on. Okay, so I cut it here. It is looking a lot better. That's how much we cut off just now. This should make it a lot easier. I'm just gonna have to probably clean up this right here, and then we will be good to proceed. So we've got that corner off there, and now we're overlapping by, I'd say probably about 1 inch on the sides here. Now we can actually work on getting these bubbles out. Another thing I forgot to mention is when you have a wrinkle, it is best to not go over it with your squeegee or whatever you're using, because it will squeeze the crease together, and it will make it a lot harder to get out when you are trying. So guys, now I am going to remove these pieces of tape here, and I'm going to put some slack on this upper part here to help get out some of these upper wrinkles, and definitely some of these ones right here. And guys, when you're working with wrinkles, it just sounds like common sense, but never cut a wrinkle to try to squeeze more air out of it, because it will permanently keep the wrinkle there. The air will constantly be inside of it, and that is just not what you want. And before you guys yell at me for having paint on my windows, I know that there is paint on the windows. I did that because I'm going to be getting new windows at some point, so that is just not really one of my worries right now. But I did make progress getting these narrowed down. They're still not complete, but it is a lot better than how it was. So guys, we cut it down to size all around here, and it looks really good. There's barely any bubbles. We just have these couple little right here, but we can easily get those out. We did finish the big ones on the other side, and let me do this, and then this will be pretty much done. Another thing that can really help is looking on the outside, where we have this one right here. You cannot see that on the inside, but now that you know it is there, you can go back and fix that, which I will do in just a second. Alright, so guys, I fixed it. As you can see, it's no longer there. We have completed that. Now we are done with the tint. And now, because I don't want to have that dark of a tint, we can, use our knife here and rip it off. So, this was a pretty fun video. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see next. I do have a lot of video ideas coming up, like the steering wheel. Gonna replace that probably in the next couple weeks, but let me know what you guys want to see.